talking to the guys from Fires in the Distance. Guys, introduce yourselves.
I'm Yegor. I play guitar, write songs.
I'm Jordan. I play drums.
I'm Brendan. I do guitar and vocals.
Thanks for joining us, guys.
Of course.
Now, we'll get to the new album in a minute. Let's talk about the lineup change from the last album. Can you run us through that?
Right off the bat,
Why not?
huh? Yeah. Um, after we came back from the Dark Tranquility Amorphous tour, there was a conversation that we had basically as a band, between me, Craig, and Jordan and Christian, and it just came to a point where we had to make a very difficult choice, which was very hard for all of us because we all love Christian. He's been a friend for a long time, but you know, like Craig, Jordan, and I were in one camp, and I feel like Christian was in another as far as approach and conduct and some ethical stuff, and we just could not keep going forward together as a whole. You know, uh, I feel like we all felt like we could not just progress further if we just kept going the way we were going. So it was very hard for us to make that choice to let Christian go. But wish him nothing but the best. Still love the guy. Um, so it's still difficult to like talk about and
Okay.
even think about. But sometimes things need to change, unfortunately. Yeah.
Okay. So, Brendan, how did we find Brendan? Did we already know Brendan? Or did we
Um,
get there?
We
we've
did
played
a little bit.
with Brendan's band one time in Portland, Maine, with Obsidian Tongue, and we knew him through our producer, Dave Kaminsky. And there was a couple of other people that we auditioned in between, but Brendan kind of uh, he's he was a surprise for all of us. We didn't really think that he would even be available. Um, I think Dave reached out and spoke to him and gave it a shot, and it worked out incredibly at the end. So I'm sure Brendan can speak to that on his own too.
Yeah, it was actually kind of cool. It's funny. I think about this all the time. So yeah, we have a really close mutual friend that we've both done several albums with. And one time I was in the studio with Dave recording something for Obsidian Tongue, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm mixing something for this band, this band nearby called Archaic Decapitator, but their guitarist has a side project, a solo project that I'm about to help him get off the ground." So that turned out to be Fires in the Distance. It was at the time it was this dude's solo project that I'm going to help him get going or something like that.
Mm.
And so then just gradually over the next 2 or 3 years, he'd kind of give me a little info here and there and be like, "Oh yeah, that the project's finally going," and they just put out their first album, and I went and listened to it. I was like, "What the fuck?" It's like not what I expected, and but yeah, obviously I just kept following it. I just really really liked it, and then second album came out and I heard Harbinger for the first time. I was like, "This is like the best fucking metal song that's come out in like
Mhm.
at least 10 years or something." It was just like,
Yeah,
Jesus, guys,
that's where
how the
I
hell,
came on board there.
yeah.
Mm.
And yeah, so then I heard that, and that was right when OT was about to start playing shows again after COVID. And it was like, okay, we're gonna do a show. We need another band. I'm like, just out of whim, I was like, well, let's just see if Fires and This will do it, and they did, and it was awesome. And then that was about it. And then like a year and a half went by, and then Dave was like, sends me a text. He's like, "Hey, give me a call when you get some time today. I have a question for you." I was like, okay, and so I think I even just I was like, I'm kind of busy or something with work. Like, I don't know, like, what's up? And he's like, we're wondering if you might be interested in, working with fire from the distance. And I was just like, okay, yeah, we should probably talk about this, I guess. So, yeah.
Mm. Yeah, the Air Not Meant for Us album, that's where I heard the band for the first time. A friend of mine who sort of we overlap in musical tastes, and he knows my taste, and he just sent me the link and he goes, "Oh, check these guys out." That's how we recommend stuff, and I take his recommendations on board, and yeah, loved it. Made it one of the albums of the year on my little 2-bit website here. And here we are now with the new one just about to come out. Tell us all about that, how that came about, how long it took, how it was done, and give us a rundown on some of the songs on there.
How it came about, man, that's I feel like with every album, that's a loaded question because it's all it's sporadic.
Mm,
It's when you have the creative flow and you take advantage of it, and sometimes it shuts off. You know what I mean? So over the last 2 years, 3 years, there's just been some bits and pieces that came together. And after we got home in 2024 in the fall, I think I really kind of focused more energy on getting the whole thing together, and it just kind of unraveled over time. It's really hard to say, you know what I mean? Like, it's specifically when and what and how, but it it definitely reflects a slightly different atmosphere than Air. It's a little, it comes from a little bit of a darker place. And I feel like for me personally, and also for the rest of the guys, um, we were dealing with a decent amount of, you know, grieving and going through the changes in the band and stuff, which none of us like ultimately anticipated, but it is what it is, you know what I mean? And I feel like the overall tone kind of reflects that sense of grief and acceptance and moving forward,
mm,
along with a lot of other things. So yeah,
Yeah, I think I remember you
it's
sending a
what it is for
couple.
me. I feel like for Brendan and Craig and Jordan, it could reflect something completely different.
mm,
Hmm. Yeah, I was just saying, I think I remember sending a couple of demos here and there, like after tour, the random stuff and like, changing bits. It was kind of a cool process of things. And like, you're very like concentrated on the result, like kind of pushing to like, this solo is not quite working, kind of A-Bing different sections and whatnot, back and forth. But I think the drive is, once Yegor kind of gets going with making these songs, he kind of doesn't really stop. So it's
mm.
they kind of follow each other sort of quickly, but with some ideas here and there. But I think mostly the writing started after the 2024 tour, right, Igor?
The majority of it, yeah, there was some things that I already had uh, been working on, but
Mm.
the vast majority of it, yeah, came after that.
Yeah.
And they were definitely just like with Air 2, there was periods of creative flow and then writer's block too, which is always scary, but somehow we got through it. So,
Yeah. I know the fear
but
of the writer's block is always there, but I know you put a lot of pressure on yourself, but at the same time, like, putting all that work in the orchestral things and like the different kind of sections of the songs, no matter what kind of pressure is, like it's gonna happen and we have a lot of faith in you,
well,
So,
the great thing about this band too is that like Jordan, Brennan, and Craig, they make it very easy. Uh, because I'll give them something that's maybe 70-80% finished, but I'm also not a drummer. And I don't have, and I'm not a bass player. I don't have any skills that they have, and they bring it up to a level. especially with Brendan too, with his creative, melodic, clean ideas that he added. They bring it to a point where I absolutely could not have achieved on my own. So we have a very interesting dynamic with how it works, but everything in the end complements itself, and it works out very well. So
Mhm.
I have heard the album, and I fucking love it. No
Thank you.
shit.
thank you.
Um, I love the last one, but this is a step up. Once, I mean, I heard of Radiance and Levitation first, obviously, but then Agonal Dreaming. I mean, fuck me. Where'd that come from?
Uh, that's
It's just
that's
got this. The whole album it is darker, like you said. Obviously, comes from a darker place. It's can I use the word melancholic?
absolutely.
But it's pretty fucking epic, and the songs just grab you and take you in, which is what you want as an artist, I'm guessing. But then the last track, Agonal Dreamy, it's just, I don't know, it's just like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it definitely is a closer to the album. I
Yeah,
think we all
yeah,
knew from the
yeah.
beginning, like it has to be the closer. Um, and there's the melancholy parts in it. There's the fast, like darker death metal parts in it, and then there's the bridge, and then the crescendo toward the end.
Mm.
And thematically, the album has a lot to do with not just acceptance, uh, but also with exploring like spiritual death and losing yourself in your spirit while you're still alive. And that's just
Yeah.
further delving into the you know depths of depression and just living with that. But at the end, Agonal is like it has those dark parts, but emotionally it ends on a brighter note for sure. Um, and that's definitely by design too, because even though there's that dark theme, like at the end of the day, like the second half of that theme is acceptance. You know what I mean? And peace and calm and being okay with what might come, even though it's difficult. So, you know, I think as far as tonally and um, um, melody wise and just like emotion and everything that goes into that song, I think it reflects that uh, quite well. So it
Mhm.
it, at the end of the day, like it had to be the last track, you know.
Mm.
So
I found it timeless. I definitely just got like a sense of timelessness with that one. That like my first impression. But honestly, that's kind of the same with the whole album. So it was really cool, a really cool thing to be a part of because it had this seriously, there's like a very palpable sort of timelessness to it, even in the demo stages where I think it kind of like locked us all into place as far as like what the objective was, which was clearly like, okay, we can already see what this is, and it's like this is like a huge thing that is totally beyond like whatever else is going to come out this year or whatever's popular or whatever's not. This is just this is a future classic. So I feel like the workflow was really efficient and focused because I think we all like could see like like even if you hear a demo for Agonal Dreaming, like you're like okay, like
Mm.
we need to be really direct and responsible with making Agonal Dreaming like what it clearly like needs to be, right? And
Mm, mm, mm.
um
Right. The album sounds very good production on that. But um, there's a word here in the press release which I've never heard like used in the context of lead breaks, but it's very fitting. Succulent. Succulent leads.
It's definitely an adjective, an interesting one, but
Yeah. We gotta water those plants, I guess, you know?
yeah,
Yeah.
Fucking what a
I
fucking
agree. As
great
a
way.
drummer, I agree.
Yeah.
yeah, man, I'm all for it.
So
However it makes people feel is how it makes people feel. That's all great.
right, touring. You're touring very soon. Tell us about that.
Um, next weekend we have a festival in Chicago. We're playing Legions of Metal. That's
Hmm.
we've headlined by Rhapsody. Um, so we'll be there on Saturday, and then in June we have. It's not exactly touring. It's like 2 weeks. The second week and the third week we're doing 3 dates in the Northeast here, and then 3 days in Canada. And
Hmm.
then at the end of August there could possibly be something else, but we can't really comment on that at the moment.
Hmm.
So it's not a lot of touring this year. It's also kind of hard when your album comes out like a little bit later um, to do extensive touring. So most likely next year will be a little bit more extensive as far as hitting the road, perhaps.
You
Uh,
touched on that previous tour. Who was that with?
in
Dark
2024,
Tranquility
Yeah,
and Amorphous.
2024. What was
Mhm.
that with?
With
um,
Tranquility and Amorphous.
yeah, it
Right. How did that go?
Was
was
awesome.
fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah. We had such a great time, like not only playing the shows, but hanging out with those guys. Of course, like, I think we've all listened to so much of the music over the years, and like it was a just awesome opportunity to get to play with them as like the only opener throughout these shows in the US and Canada. And the 5 weeks kind of flew by, and like they, couldn't have been nicer to us. Uh and Michael of Dark Tranquilities, great chef too, made us the most amazing burger.
Yeah.
So his skills are unmatched for sure.
Yeah,
Um
he's definitely lives up to the moniker of the nicest guy in the metal world for
for
sure.
sure.
And
Mm.
it's
Mm.
been yeah, they were really open and kind to us, and they didn't have to be, both Amorphous and Dark Tranquility. And it's just wild, like Jordan was saying, like um grew up listening to those bands as kids and in high school, and been to a million of their shows over the years, and then we end up just being buddies with them. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah. How
we
cool is
just went
that?
to see them in Boston a couple of nights ago
Mhm.
too. And it's just crazy, just seeing them again and like chatting and shit. Um, so yeah, yeah, answer being yeah, they're two fantastic bands, veterans, and they couldn't have been nicer. So it's one of the
Hmm.
best experiences we've had.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Just how's like you in Connecticut, all
Hmm.
of you?
I'm in New
Uh,
Haven area. Yep.
I'm sorry, what was that?
I'm in Connecticut, like the southern part, and then we're kind of based in I guess we say the capital city, usually Hartford, right, Yegor?
Right.
And then
yeah,
yeah,
we, me and Craig are kind of like a little bit more toward the center, and then Brendan is 4 hours away from us. I think it's
Right.
4 hours. He's an outlier.
yeah,
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 just about. I'm up in Maine.
Right. It's not so hard logistically these days with the internet and all, but you are a bit away. How often do you hook up?
handful of times a year as a
Yeah.
whole. Yeah, it's
Mm.
it's it's not it's not much,
we do
but
a lot of homework. Yeah,
yeah,
Yeah.
everybody does a lot of stuff at home, and like you said, it's very easy to connect
Yeah.
um, and send each other stuff. So I think Brendan learned the entire album just through just video clips that I sent him. You know,
yeah.
All right.
so it's just
It
how it
would,
works.
I just want to say, like, it was super cool when Brendan was like auditioning and sending us stuff. He would, add some other sections like improvise things like cleans and other things, and just kind of playing the songs by ear on guitar. And it was like super impressive, and like, just the creative amount that he wanted to, put into this next record too. Obviously, I feel like we all got like a great chance to like show our emotions on each of the songs, the heavier ones or the slower ones. And we're super happy to have that new element with this new record.
Mm. Mm. As I mentioned
Yeah.
before, I've heard the album start to finish.
Mhm.
I can't wait for it to come out and have more people hear this because I really mean it. It's fucking excellent. I like the last one, as I said. I love the last one.
We do too.
This one is a step up, and I'm really excited for you.
Thank
Thanks
you,
so
man.
much.
Thank you.
We're excited to
Can
share
I
it.
get, guys, Fires in the Distance, thanks so much for having a chat to me. Good luck with the album when it comes out. Can't wait. And you take care of yourselves.
All right.
Thanks.
Thanks so much, man.
Thanks, man.
Hey,
Cheers.
Hey guys, thanks so much. Good luck with it. Really love it.
Mhm.
And I'll be watching from afar.
All right, man. Thank you.
Much appreciated.
Cool.
See you later.
Thanks, man.
Have a good one, guys.